Satnam, I'm Satkirin Kaur, and today we're going to show you how to tie a really simple and beautiful turban. This will be really quick and easy. So here we go. So now I want to show you the components. So we have this very soft, coarse, it's not a tight weave fabric, and I have my piece somewhere around 3.5 yards. But you always, it depends on how large your head is and how long you want your turban. I get this in India. It's the girls' school turban fabric. Then we have a chiffon piece for over. We have a small piece of lace. And again, you're going to have to measure and see what works for you. That's my size. And then this is the padding for on top of the head. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces before we begin. So I'd like to introduce you to Ajit Kaur. She's from Argentina, and she's our subject. So here is, this piece of fabric has not been ripped on either side. It's a solid piece, and we're going to fold this. It's simply, we fold it in half. We fold it in half again, and then the third time in half. So we have a thick piece, and it's about this width. And the reason why we do this is what makes it a quick, fast action turban, because it has bulk and substance. Okay, thank you. Okay, next we have, it's a silk chiffon piece. It's like a scarf, and again, it comes from the same source in India, and I will give you that reference. This could be 2 1/4, it could be a little less, it could be a little more. It depends on your preference. And the way we fold this is to do it in half, and then the next time we'll do it into thirds. So I've had a lot of training with this because this is how I do my 3-minute turban every day. And so hold tight. So we did it into, again, we folded it in half and then into thirds, and then we pull it tight. And then for the body underneath the turban, you can use any type of cloth you like that you feel comfortable with. I'm just taking an old piece of turban and folding it into a square. So this is, again, this is a lot of your personal preference is how it's going to work. Okay, so those are the components here for you. So here we have Ajit, and I wanted to show you her rishi knot. It's not up on the top of her head. It's over kind of in the back, but it's not down by her neck, and it's not sticking in the way back. But we're giving it the shape that it needs. So we're taking the folded piece to give it shape and padding. And this can be any fabric of your choice, but the bottom line is what is comfortable for you. And that you'll find out as you tie your turban and get more expert at it. Then I take my lace piece, it's a little bit worn, but, and I want this piece to be larger than the cloth underneath, because we're going to pull it to shape the turban to make it really even and nicely shaped. Now, I'm going to pull this forward a little bit, and I'm going to place the first piece, as you can see, right over her eye. Not totally, but we're making the angle here, and that angle is very important because the turban is a focal point for adjusting the 27 bones of the cranium, and we're making without catching the fabric above. Another thing I want you to notice, you can let go now, is, oh yeah, this is working very nicely, is that, so the second round, I want this fabric to come out. And I'm going to move her a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm layering it on top. So again, now I'm catching the lace as I bring the turban around. Now I'm not trying to push Ajit forward, but I want to make a nice tight lock with the fabric so that we can get a nice shape and a very nice turban. And I'm layering it. Again, this is your 1, 2, 3 quick, easy turban. You know, I can do this probably in less than 3 minutes. Over the years, I've been wearing this style since probably 89 or earlier, when Yogi Bhajan was over my house, and I walked into the room feeling very confident and proud of how nicely I tied my turban. And of course, he looked at me and said, turbans never do. He said, Siri Simran, come, take her, show her how to tie a beautiful, proper turban. Which she did, and then when I came back, he said, you look so beautiful. Master this in 72 hours, which I guess is 3 days. So now I'm tucking the lace piece up because I've pulled it down to make a nice shape. And this is also part of the lock of the turban. You know, a turban can be very elegant and sophisticated, or it can just be like a rag stuck on your head. So your appearance is your presentation, and your presentation, when it's beautiful and elegant, is something well of you. And the last piece, and it gives you a radiance. Okay, now we're a little bit low in the front, so don't worry about that, Ajit, because it'll all get tucked in. So this last piece is a little bit stretchy, see? And thank you, Ajit. So we're going to make this come down just a tiny bit lower than the under turban. And of course, our beautiful model here is, she's just, you can see her transforming just before your very eyes into this queenly, elegant presentation that will bring all eyes up to her third eye. So no one will look down to judge her, but we'll see a very graceful, radiant woman. And this is where the power of the woman lies, is in her elegance, in her grace. And I think I'm going to turn Just going to turn you a little bit. This piece is kind of running away with me. It's getting undone. So, this is really important last piece to get. I'm also keeping a little edge, a margin on the top to tuck in. Now, so I'll move around. And, you know, it's a turban on her head. I'm not speaking about the men. I'm addressing to the women. It's just how beautiful and how radiant you can appear, and it will add that feeling to your own esteem of how elegant and radiant you can feel in expanding your aura and bringing people's awareness up instead of down. So we've tucked it in the back. You don't have to use the chiffon piece, but you do have to figure out what works for you. And so this one is pretty simple. And turn Ajit around so I can get the tucks in on the top. And finish this so it looks, we want it to look perfect at every angle. And, you know, it's not about being quick, it's not about being easy or sloppy, it's about being really exact. And that's what our teacher gave us as a legacy, is the exactness, the beauty, the grace of it. So now, Ajit, there's a little piece here. So I want you to take your hands and just kind of, I don't have a mirror to give you, but if you could just push it back a tiny bit so it's a little more comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay. The last piece, which completes the radiant projection of the woman, is this chuni or dupatta, and this is a silk chiffon piece, and it goes over, and in all correctness of how the technology works, it is draped over the arc line of the woman's chest to complete. So it's not dangling behind you like wings, but it actually is being draped, and this is the full look. And so here we have Ajit looking quite beautiful and radiant. So thank you. Good luck with this Satnam.